Okay, first, before we get started, let's make this public service announcement. All right. Now, for those of you that view our Facebook page, you can still view us, but we can't make our pages public. So if you comment, it won't be able to be seen on the screen. So if you have a YouTube account, please log into there to where you can comment, and the comments will be on the screen. Now, like I said, you can still watch us on our Facebook profiles, but if you comment, we won't be able to bring it onto the screen on the show. So if you have a YouTube account, that's where your comments will show. Otherwise, we'll just have to read it um, as it comes up. So with that said, hi, welcome to episode 344. First off, our apologies. Um, we were It's been a rough couple of weeks for you boys, as we're still trying to process this and get through this. But and I know Mizzle will say his own words, but on behalf of Mizzle and myself, the overwhelming of support and prayers and well wishes and thoughts and all of that, there will be never enough words in this lifetime or the next lifetime to show our appreciation and our gratitude for you guys showing up for Little Big Brother on his celebration of life last Wednesday. As I said, I know Miz will have his own words to speak. As I told Mom before I took the flight back, it was the honor of my life to be one of the speakers. I know there's a lot that could have been chosen, but for me to be one of the 4 speakers chosen, even though there was a total of 7, but to be chosen, it's an honor that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And but knowing him like we know him, he would still want us to do this show.
Show must go on. That's exactly what he said.
And bring the passion, because as he always said, if he didn't hear it from us, he didn't believe it. So
not it. Even on ESPN could have announced it, and he's still calling us to make sure it's okay.
Yes.
So the show must go on for him.
So to honor him and his legacy, that's what we're going to do. But I just want to know one thing. So it's not a fake. This is not a joke. This is really real. This is not. Rafael Devers is a San Francisco Giant.
Bro, I pinched myself when I looked at it this morning. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
I just want to make sure.
Well, I sent it to you, right?
Yes, you did.
All right, the KNBR affiliate that our favorite team is a part of, they announced it, right?
Yes. Well, like I said, I got a phone yesterday. I got a phone call from Brian. He leaves me a voicemail. I got a phone call from our former teammate Jason, who actually got to hang out with Matt Williams and Bob Melvin last year at FanFest in Napa. Actually got to take pictures with them. Then, of course, Dad sends me a text. What do you think about the trade? It certainly will help, for sure. But yes, Rafael Devers. The main people of the trades is Jordan Hicks and Kyle Harrison.
Gonna miss Kyle Harrison, for sure.
Yeah, and then one of the Giants' top prospects, James Tibbs, who was drafted last year from Florida State, who I was very high on.
I was too, but
sad to see him go. But I mean, to
put a bat in there,
to put a bat with the caliber of Rafael Devers.
Yeah.
Who has hit very well at the big phone booth.
Well, check this out though. Out of the top 10 RBI leaders, there's 2 Giants.
Yeah, him and Wilmer.
And he's not far behind Wilmer.
No, he's not.
I mean, no, Wilmer's not far behind him. Excuse me. No words.
Yeah. And you know the thing is, now normally we'd be pissed off because the damn team in blue took 2 or 3, but that's not the story. The story is the fact that again, here's the difference between Farhan Zaidi
against that damn team in LA. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah. But it goes to show you the differences between Farhan Zaidi and one Gerald Dempsey Posey III. Gerald went for it.
We'll get stuff like this done because Posey is respected.
That too, and not to mention the one thing Posey has always been great on, and you can hear this from former teammates and even adversaries, is the fact that Posey has always been a very great communicator, and that has not changed with him going in the front office. And I mean,
communicator. To balance all those personalities,
oh,
he
yeah.
has to be a good communicator. He is the leader.
Mm-hmm. Well, but yeah, Rafael Devers heading to the San Francisco Giants, and go figure, this weekend the Boston Red Sox come to Third and King as they started their West Coast trip starting in Seattle, then coming to Sacramento to take on the A's, and then of course finishing up against the Giants this weekend. Right now, in an elimination game, Murray State is taking on Pig Sooie, the Arkansas Razorbacks, and right now Arkansas, who is the third-ranked team in the country, by the way, right now having a 3-0 shutout in the bottom of the eighth, and he just hit a batter, and that could be the start of a rally, folks.
That could do it. That definitely could do it. But I'll just a quick word. I'll take the apology. The reason why we haven't done a show in a while, I just wasn't ready to get in front of the camera and speak. Just even the two shows we did prior to getting to the moment, it just really hit me Wednesday and Thursday. And I've been no good to speak. Thank you for everybody that's checked in on me to make sure I'm okay. I can honestly sit here and tell you I'm never going to be okay, but I'm going to strive to be better. So right now it's still tough, still fresh. But and plus, my nephew's first Father's Day without his dad, so I had to step up and be that, which is nothing, But I just thank everybody for sticking with us. We're going to get back into it. We may not be like we used to with the consecutive shows, but when football season kicks off, you goddamn right, we're going to be back at it. If I got to will my way out of bed to make them shows happen. We got guys like when we talk our football. When football's around, you guys really tune into us and really watch us and stuff like that. So I will get better about football.
We will still have our yearly football show because those are one of the shows that Little Big Brother thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes.
So we're definitely gonna do that. Not gonna have a set dinner or whatnot, but
that's definitely what happened.
A pivotal game 5 tonight in the NBA Finals as the series is tied 2-2. Indiana had the lead in game 4, but SGA put on the MVP cap and said, "Hold my beer," as the Thunder pulled away late. As once again,
it happened to the Pacers. What the Pacers been doing to every team in the playoffs. Come back from a big victory and just crush your heart. So the Pacers now know how it feels. It happened to them.
Yeah.
So now basketball should just be played right now.
Now, while we do this, it will guaranteed go 6. It's now the best 2 out of 3.
Still rocking with the Pacers, man. I just think that Halliburton gonna do something.
Well, he made tonight because they did steal game 1 in OKC, so we know that both teams have won on each other's home court.
Their job.
So that's going to play a huge pivotal factor. But again, I just think it's just going to get. As I've said all series long, it's going to come down to who's going to control the glass.
Yes.
And which superstar out of Halliburton and SGA, which obviously both are not afraid of the moment, as they have shown in this playoff run. But it's really going to come down to who imposes their will on whom in these next guaranteed 2 games. Mm-hmm. But it is rare that for the first time in a long time, because normally Father's Day, the whole stage belongs to the NBA Finals, and it was weird as heck yesterday not to have a Father's Day NBA Finals game, which has become a staple.
Matter of fact, the first championship that the Dubs won, they won on Father's Day, if I'm not correct.
Which took place on this date 10 years ago today. The first of 4 that Wardell, Clay, and Draymond won.
He was a straight babyface assassin in the first one.
Yeah.
He was babyface like a mud. Now you see the grown madness in him now, the maturation that he has come from.
The first of the Warriors 4 came into fruition 10 years ago, oddly enough on Tupac's birthday, as they celebrated their first in the locker room of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And of course,
it smells like it.
And of course, Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP with his superb defensive play. And of course, The switch to put David Lee back in the lineup paid huge dividends for the Warriors, and certainly
he was huge too.
Big time. So, other matchups going on tonight in Omaha, which again, as I've said, that's got to be on my bucket list because that atmosphere just looks fantastic.
We'll do it, bro.
Bet.
And God willing, we'll get the old man to come with us too.
Oh, absolutely. So later on tonight, we have the 15th ranked Bruins of UCLA taking on the 6th ranked Bayou Bengals of LSU. Both teams almost with identical records. UCLA coming in at 45-16. LSU coming in at 46-15. Of course, LSU 2 years ago in 2024 or 2023 won the national championship. Last year, Tennessee won the national championship. And of course, UCLA won a few years back, and Arkansas is out of. Oh, Murray State has no hits.
Oh, we got a no hitter going?
Yes.
Oh.
Gage Wood looking to pitch only the 3rd no hitter in the history of the College World Series.
Look at a little bit of history right here, huh?
Possibly, yes.
Hey, I'll take it.
No, wow.
Definitely will take it.
That is insane. Wow.
We haven't even we'll finish up with the college thing, and then let's dive into we didn't talk about the Final Four because we haven't been on since then.
Well, meet me in the same state, same 2 teams next year.
Oh, so you're there.
We are there. So yes, it will be June the 22nd. This time in Jackson, New Jersey, in the friendly air-conditioned confines of the Dome in Jackson, New Jersey. But it is, once again, the Trenton BIC taking on the Las Vegas Insomniacs. Obviously, we know what's on the line. But I will say this, and I didn't get a chance to watch last Wednesday's episode of The Other Side of the Ball, but I will say this. I think Sickwood earned a lot of respect.
Yes, they did.
And again, I just go to the one decision that Coach Mark did in coming out of the second half. You're down 7, and you put in Fox, and they did nothing on that drive. And by far, and like I said, Stone King played his best A7 game of the whole year. He was slinging it.
That one pass he threw in between, it almost reminded me of that Brett Favre game when Brett Favre slung it right between those defenders. Not Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me. You get it right. Aaron Rodgers. I think it was against the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken. But he threaded that needle on that one pass, and it just the young man outshined. He played a damn good game.
That he did.
His defense just didn't help him.
They just could not get a stop.
I mean, we all know that Sterry and Hollywood, they're very, very good, but they were gassed, and Sick with it just didn't take advantage of it. I mean, they just look tired. Hands on the hips, in your stance position, in your defense position, your hand on your knees, and Sick with it had the more players. They just it's a good game though. This is a good game.
It was a very good game. But I mean, certainly with Sterry and Ashanti and all those guys playing Ironman football, they still. Trey Robinson was the difference in that game, without question. The former Vegas Insomniac, of course, has won a championship on both coasts. He was the X factor
on him in those late quarters, and he delivered.
He was the X factor. He was the one extending drives, getting first downs, scoring a huge touchdown,
breaking tackles. I mean, just making key blocks because he said a key block for Stereo on one of the downs too. So he was Iron Man all on the field.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, it is very hard for me to go against Sterry. I picked BIC to beat the Animals, and I love what David Tender has done, and I love what the Animals have done this year. But it's very hard for me to go against Sterry up until now because, as I've said, I'm not going against these pack of wolves. And that's not a Vegas bias. That's not a West Coast bias. It's just I have watched this team the last 3 seasons. And when it's been on the line, and like I said, both games, they were down double digits. And the Nightcrawlers, as well as they played, couldn't put them away. The BIC, as great as they played on their own home turf, could not put them away. And now you talk about the games that Coswell had and Fleming had.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Three Now, Vincent Thompson had. The fact that Scooter scored through 8 and he didn't know he threw 8. I didn't know he threw 8.
Only the statisticians knew he was throwing 8.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because the middle of the field was wide open. And not to mention, they hardly utilized Mr. Wilkerson in the game.
Yeah.
They didn't have to use him. So now he's going to be fresh, like and ready to go in case the Insomniacs want to use that offensive line heavy on them.
And don't forget, Havoc had a great game too. I mean, he had a lot of meat on the bones because a few drops, but other than that, he still had. And I love how they just went right back to him after those drops, and he produced right there on a dime. So
you don't go away from the girl that brought you to the dance,
right?
And
I'm with you. Just not me just being on the West Coast side, because look here, we give BIC all the credit too. They're the best on the East, and they're about to meet the best on the West. But until to be the champion, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so until somebody beat the man, rhyme with it. I don't see nothing. And they got better. That's not the thing. They didn't fall off. They just got better. And they ain't put their best ball together either.
No. And as our correspondent now, luckily, this Sunday I'm actually off, so there actually will be an A7 championship game recap show for the A7 as the BIC and the Insomniacs will get it on. I don't know if I'll make this trip this year to the East Coast as I did last year, just because, I mean, like I said, I am as emotionally drained as one could be, and I just really need to just recuperate and rest. It's been, like I said at the beginning, at the top of the show, it's been a very trying 2 week for you boys. But now,
now we start the healing process.
Yeah, the most difficult part is over. Seeing him in the casket, then putting him back to the earth. That part's over with, and sometimes it's almost like a relief. Now that's over. And now, as Mizzle just said, you try to put the pieces back together and you live on. But as I said before, he would want us to live on because he would still want us to be us. And if we weren't us, he'd be like, hey, what the hell y'all doing?
Right.
So, again, if you're not going to attend the game, which is coming up to you in 5 days, 23 hours, 30 minutes, and 26 seconds, the next best thing you could do is check aceonhill.com, and of course, you can always go to aceonhill.tv to watch all of it.
As it is, 6 days.
Yeah. Not to mention a preview of the game coming up this Wednesday on the other side of the ball, network. So there's a lot going on with the A7. So just to recap the actual scores, it was 57-42 BIC beats Sick With It, and then the Insomniacs put up a 60 burger on the Animals, 60-24, as, again, the depth and the rotation of the Insomniacs defensive line was huge again. And I think that's going to be a huge factor again in Jersey.
Well, the thing is that they did a very good job of containing DT. Because DT likes to use his legs as well, so it seems like they have a game plan for him. But Scary is a different scrambler.
But I still think DT wasn't fully 100%.
No. Clearly.
But again, the Animals are still trajectorying up on the trajectory. So I mean, the Animals will make some moves.
They'll be back.
They will be back. The Satista Bond brothers definitely have a plan.
Yeah.
And all they're going to do is just add.
100%.
And add some more. So, I mean, I will say this. We know the Insomniacs are going to travel.
Oh, yeah. You ain't got to worry about that.
Because they traveled very well last year. I got to experience firsthand just how they put their things together. So, I know the BIC will mostly be full throttle. So, depth won't be an excuse. Being outside in the humidity and the heat won't be excused because, like I said, they'll be in the friendly air-conditioned confines of the dome. So now it's really just man on man, team on team, your best 7 against our best 7, and may the better team win. Throw off will take place 4 Eastern Daylight Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And that's 2 Mountain, 3 Central. And if you're just watching us from the islands of Hawaii, that would be 10 a.m. in the morning, if you will, to watch the A7 championship game taking place in Jackson, New Jersey. We are in the bottom of the 9th in Omaha.
3 outs away.
And Gage Wood has gone the whole way. And he is up 0-2 on the first batter for Murray State, and that's high ball 1. He is looking
16 strikeouts.
Yes, Matt Sticks, you have been calling that all year long.
Oh, yes.
Which, by the way, shout out to Matt Sticks, as Matt Sticks is going to get a tryout to perhaps be the DJ for the Sacramento Kings.
There you go. That's what
even though it's still F that beam all day.
Oh yeah, but I'll support family.
But I'll support Matt Sticks all the way. Which
damn right.
He put on a tremendous show. Actually, was on the stage with Digital Underground, so that was quite fire. But the 1-2 pitch. Oh, he hit him. But that's still, the no-hitter is still intact. So
still intact, yeah. See how he didn't move? You see how he took one for the team?
He just took one for the team. Okay, I'll wear it.
Literally what he just did. All right.
I'll wear it. But right now, Arkansas trying to make some history, perhaps with the 3rd no-hitter in the history of the College World Series, which that's insane to think about. Only 3 have ever taken place. Wow. They review it? But definitely Omaha is on my list. But
so let's see. Exactly.
The last 4 days just felt surreal. Like I said, it was great to be back home. It was needed for me because, really, it's just, surreal. But however, interesting stuff still happened in the sports world. The Knicks still don't have a coach.
You know what? It's crazy.
And a big chance tonight for the Panthers to repeat as EJ's beloved Oilers sit on the brink of elimination yet again at the hands of the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Panthers.
So well.
They were, but it's just it is hard to dethrone a champion.
I don't know what they're looking at. He got hit by a pitch.
I think they're trying to see if he purposely just stood there and didn't attempt to try to move out the way.
Of course he didn't. We are in desperation mode right now.
Yeah, you're trying to keep your season alive.
Yes. So I'm taking that thing right.
Which, by the way, shout out to your cousin for making an awesome tumbler with the Mizzle and Dub Show logo.
Bring it upstairs with me. As you can see, this is the very first setup on the very first episode of Mizzle.
Yes,
where I'm at.
He's in the room because Mizzle is fathering a whole bunch of children's right now. Oh, they called him out!
Wow.
Because he did not try to get away out of the box to avoid getting hit by the pitch. Wow. That's insane.
Who wrote that rule?
You know how the NCAA is. Is it surprising?
No, but wow. I've learned something new. I did not know that was part of college baseball.
I think that just might be a rule of Major League of just baseball, period, that you have to attempt to get out of the way to avoid being hit by the pitch. I think that's a general rule, I think. I could be wrong, but I think if you don't attempt to get out the way, they're going to call you out.
That's kind of jacked up.
It is, but again, I
I mean, I get it. Rules are rules. I understand, but that's pretty wow.
Wow would be right.
Wow.
That the wow would definitely be right. All right. So
I guess the Red Sox front office did not learn about the Mookie Betts trade because they did it again yesterday. Hey, as a Giants fan, I'm happy they did that.
Well, Andrew, you have to look at it this way.
He wasn't happy here.
Something happened between the relationship between the Red Sox front office and Rafael Devers. Something happened. And basically, Rafael Devers said, get me out. And the fact is, again, the Giants did not give up much to get him.
That's a fact.
Like I said, I'm sad about James Tibbs. But, yes. I mean, my first thing was when I was, like, waking up from a nap, I'm like, I hope Bryce Eldridge was not part of the deal. And he wasn't. So, yeah. You get to keep your top prospect. Like I said, I was very high on James Tibbs out of Florida State. Watched him a lot. I think he could be a solid big league player one of these days. Sad to see him go. But, I mean, trying to make Jordan Hicks a starter, it didn't work. They tried it. It didn't work. But now he goes back to familiarity. Up, 2 down, 1 away from history. And he's thrown 115 pitches
17
as they stand in Omaha. Wow.
I mean, you got to have a story every year, right?
Yeah.
Well, so you got to have one.
Well, he's trying to tell Coastal Carolina to hold my beer. 17 strikeouts. Jesus.
Yes, 17 Ks. No hits, no runs, no on runs, no base on ball.
So this is also a perfect game if he's got no walks. As Gage Wood of the Arkansas Razorbacks is trying to make some history. And he's behind 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrew, I think there have been some way worse front offices than the Boston Red Sox, but I mean, for the Red Sox to do this twice in a 7-year span, because right after they win the World Series, they trade away Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, which I still don't understand why. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch number 118 from Wood.
Wow.
A strike away.
Wow. Oof.
Right down the chute.
Right.
They are standing in Omaha. That is a very nice ballpark.
Doesn't it look like one?
Got him.
18 Ks. No hitter.
Unbelievable.
No hitter. Go
Pig
figure.
Suey.
Right?
Okay, so wow. Just why?
History.
Well, he just helped his draft stock.
You think?
The 3rd no-hitter in college World Series, men's college World Series history thrown by Gage Wood of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Wow.
As they beat Murray State by a final score of 3-0, a no-hitter. My goodness.
Wow.
Well, no matter what that man does, he will have that for the rest of his life.
You're right. They start talking about the College World Series. He's going to be
he's going to be up there. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Wow. With the 18 Ks though, let's not.
18 Ks. 18 Ks, no walks.
Whew.
Big Suey. Well, it is the state where my granny is from, so. There's a little partialness to the Razorbacks.
Right.
But yeah, he will never, ever forget this moment. And for Murray State, the disgust of elimination. But a tremendous run for Murray State as they got there. So the Murray State Racers, nothing to be ashamed of. A lot to hold their head up high for. as their run to Omaha comes to an end. Now, this is a double elimination tournament for the College World Series, as we know.
Yeah.
Just what a moment. What a moment that we just saw live here in Omaha, Nebraska. As Gage Wood throws the third no-hitter in men's College World Series history.
They're going to test that boy for steroids.
Or check us out for anything else.
Oh, shit.
He's ready to yeet all over the field on Sunday. My goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. 19 Ks, I beg your pardon.
Oh, did we miss one?
Apparently so.
Oh, did they count the dude out that he hit a strikeout then? That could have been that can't do that, right?
I don't know. That's something that we'll have to look up. That's a very good question.
Huh. Okay.
So the Game 5 winner in the finals is 23-8 series all-time wise. The winner of Game 5s. Ready to yeet all over the field. That's wow. In other baseball news, Shohei Ohtani is going to pitch tonight. He's going to go 1 and 2 innings. As the will more than likely not. I need to rest. The last couple of weeks have been overwhelming for me. I just really needed to just rest and recuperate. As much as I would love to be there, I have to work on that Monday, and I don't know if I will be back in time before that Monday. So I'll probably just be watching live from the comfort of my own home. In any other situations or scenarios, I definitely would have gone and done that, but I need to recharge the batteries for sure.
Oh, now I understand the reason why we can't stream from Facebook. Our Facebook pages are private, not public.
No, you can't even put it to. You can't even adjust it to put it to public. I tried.
Oh, I kind of like my stuff private anyway.
I don't know, Will. No one has reached out to me. So, as of this moment, I will be watching as a fan. Now, if JP wants to do a watch along like they did last year, I'm down to do that. But nobody officially has reached out to me and asked if I want to contribute. So,
that's a shame. You should be able to.
So, that's where we're at with that. But again,
that's
4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. That's where you can catch all the action between the Trenton BIC and the Las Vegas Insomniacs as we go part 2. And if I'm not mistaken, if we're going through the history of championship games, as I go to the archives. Hold on, folks.
Yeah, the kid was throwing some nice pitches.
And he's only a junior, folks.
Oh.
But like I said, that definitely helped his draft stock, for sure.
Especially if he puts up another performance like he did. It doesn't have to be of this magnitude, but...
Yeah. All right. It is only the second time in A7 history that it's the same matchup in back-to-back seasons. As it was in 2021 and 2022 when the BIC and the U played in back-to-back years, each team winning one. The U won in 2021. The BIC got revenge in 2022. Obviously, we know last year the Insomniacs won by a point. Will the BIC get back on top for the first time in 3 years, or will the Insomniacs complete the history? Or should I say not complete history, but make history and be the first team to three-peat in history. Again, they would join the Patterson U. They would tie them with their third title. Of course, the U won the very first one back in 2015. Then they won again in 2020. Then they won again in 2021. The BIC, if they were to win, they would also join the U tied for third, as they won theirs back and forth in 2022 and in 2016. So there you go. So it remains to be seen of what will happen, but you have plenty of time to watch, preview, get yourself ready, because it's going to be, to quote good old JR, it's going to be a darn good slobber knocker. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed.
But now the question is, getting back to the Rafael Devers situation, will he be strictly a DH? Will he go back to third, even though Matt Chapman looks like he's going to get a... Will Franklin says, I got the refs winning this one. So who will be scoring the winning touchdown for the refs, Mr. Franklin?
I think he can play third base every once in a while to give Chapman a day off.
Yeah, that's true too. What the?
You did not to eat. Smell.
Cocoa butter, really?
Mm-hmm. I got the key to the mailbox thing. If you don't know what you're looking for, you'll miss it. If you go into the door to the left, another door there. That's it. It's nice in there.
Oh, is it
nice thing I see.
Is it air conditioned? Okay. Well, I tested it, so something's supposed to be coming there either this week or next week.
Hi.
Mom says hi.
Hi.
He says hi. Cocoa butter chips.
No. It's for my... What's that for?
Speaking to?
Why?
So we can hear you.
Can you hear me? You doing okay?
Yeah, I am.
You sure? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, praying.
Thank you.
Live TV, folks. Anything can happen. I said live TV. Anything can happen. That's true too. Watch this last statement not age well. Which statement is that, Mr. Franklin? Who scores the winning touchdown for the Zebras? Well, yeah, so Ohtani on the mound for the first time since 2023, going to go 2 innings as the Dodgers will play the San Diego Fathers, as the Giants have the night off as they await the Cleveland Guardians coming into town this week. Now, that's weird. Oh, the ref's winning statement. That's weird, considering that his last at-bat as a Red Sox, a la Ted Williams, Ralphie hits a home run. And here's the funny thing. Like, the Red Sox have won 7 out of their last 8. They just swept the Yankees in the Bronx.
Oh.
So they have this all-time high, and then they get kicked square in the nets. But on Tuesday, the very good Robbie Ray, 8-1 on the year, getting the start for the Giants tomorrow. But on the slate tonight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 games slate on the Diamond tonight. The West Sacramento Athletics will be hosting the Houston Astros. That's at 7:05. Coming up in a couple of hours, we have the Phillies and the Marlins in Miami. Rockies taking on the Walgreens in D.C. Angels going to the Bronx to take on the Yankees. Orioles in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. Red Sox, as mentioned, on the road in Seattle taking on the Mariners in the Northwest. And, of course, the Fathers taking on the Dodgers. Go Fathers, because coming into today, Giants are indeed 2 games back in the West.
Oh, man, they had a chance.
They did, but can't complain. 7-3 in their last 10 games.
Oh,
can't complain about that.
Like they can't win them all, but just definitely win them all against that damn team.
Hey, I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that at all. All right. Mets continuing with the best record in the National League. They are 2.5 up on the Phillies. Really? Yeah, Mets are 45-27 in the best record in the National League. Best record in baseball. still belongs over to the Detroit. Yes, fact, the Detroit Tigers have the best record in baseball. The Young Tigers, playing some very good baseball. They're 46-27, best record in baseball. Cubs 5.5 up on the Brewers. As Bud Man and a Cubs fan, 5.5 up on Miller Lite. They're up 7 on Cincinnati and St. Louis, and the Pirates drowning in the shores of the Allegheny River. Mets up 13 on the Braves, 14.5 on the Nats, 15.5 as the Marlins are fishes out of water. But it all can't be bad like the Colorado Rockies, 14-57 on the season.
Yikes.
And that's them winning a series this weekend. They took the series against Atlanta. Go figure. Wow. Yeah, it's been wacky. But in the American League, the Yankees 3.5 up on the Rays, 4.5 up on the Blue Jays, 6.5 on the Red Sox, and the Orioles. Had a lot of expectations, although they've won 3 straight, but still 12 games out in the East. In the Central, Tigers 9 up on the Twins, and I think that is the biggest lead as far as first and second goes in all the baseball, and it is 9 up on the Twins, 9.5 up on the Guardians, 11.5 up on the Royals, and the White Sox 22.5 back. In the West, Astros. People keep calling for their demise, but yet the Astros remain in first place.
Just waiting for some way to be up there always.
Yeah. 4.5 up on the Mariners, 5.5 up on the Rangers, 7.5 up on the Angels, and the Athletics 13 games back. Astros have won 5 straight. The Red Sox have won 5 straight. And those are your 2 longest winning streaks going on in the big leagues. Philly has won 4 straight. So there you have it. Now, was there any NFL news as we go around league around the news?
Rodgers or my Raiders getting the Bengals linebacker, or I think the Bengals and Hendricks are.
They have resumed contract talks.
Yeah, there we go. That's that.
So we'll see about that. Jalen Hurts just got married over the weekend. Congratulations to him and his bride. Cam Akers, a 1-year deal in New Orleans after his tryout.
That'd be nice.
The Jets have started contract talks with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, but yet said that if they're not in playoff contention, that they might trade Breece Hall, which is a very interesting thing to say.
Now, if my Raiders didn't have Ashton Genty, I'd be like, hey, let's look in let's tap that phone call. If you don't want Breece Hall, we'll use him.
Yeah. But I mean, so far, Genty has gotten a lot of great reviews so far, and definitely have been impressed with his receiving skills so far in rookie and mini camps. Looking to continue that going on. Tomlin optimistic that the Steelers will extend T.J. Watt. They would want to.
Isn't he holding out?
I don't think he is. But speaking of rookie contract disputes, Mr. Stewart, the Bengals' first-round pick, he left minicamp amid a contract dispute. That is, of course, Shamar Stewart, the top draft pick from Texas A&M, I believe.
All rookie contracts are set at what you get drafted at. So I don't see what the issue is.
I agree with that. I don't know what the issue is, but heck, I don't know. Still weird seeing Cooper Kupp in a Seahawks uniform. Again, we talked about Pratt signing a 1-year deal with the Raiders. Wow. So Saquon Barkley led the NFL in top sales list for the NFLPA. Interesting. And he also feels like he's entering his prime. Yikes. That's going to be a lot.
That's scary.
Yeah. Rodgers says Mike Tomlin was the big reason for signing with the Steelers. Of course, J.K. Dobbins staying in the AFC West, signing a 1-year deal, $5.25 million to the Broncos. spent last year with the Chargers. Actually had a very good year for the Chargers, and now certainly will help Bo Nix in that running game in Denver. Going through other news in the NFL. As reported early last week, Nick Chubb, 1-year deal, $5 million with the Houston Texans.
That's gonna help.
Him and Joe Mixon in that backfield, that's going to be trouble for the NFC South.
Yeah.
And now we have female ownership in the NFL as the 3 daughters of the late Jim Irsay are now principal owners of the Indianapolis Colts.
I like it.
Carly Irsay, Gordon, Casey Fort, and Kaylin Jackson each will continue to hold the title of owner, which they have done since 2012 when they were named vice chairs. Irsay Gordon, that would be Carly, is CEO. Foyt, Casey, is the executive vice president, and Kaylin Irsay Jackson will be the chief brand officer. So there you go. So the 3 daughters obviously going in very different capacities with the franchise. So there you go. So Irsay Gordon has been the representative for the Colts at various meetings since 2004. So there you have it. So
easy transition.
Yeah, very easy transition for sure. So the Missouri governor has signed a legislative package approved by Missouri lawmakers earlier this week that includes hundreds of millions of dollars to financial aid intended to persuade the Chiefs and the Royals to remain in the state of Missouri, which, of course, Kansas has been trying to get the Chiefs and the Royals with the new stadiums in their state.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs and the Royals currently play at the Truman Sports Complex on the east side of Kansas City, where Arrowhead Stadium and Kauffman Stadium have shared parking facilities, which, of course, you walk across the street and boom, you're right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the stadiums are right next to each other, to which, if
Just
you're a
like
fan...
the Raiders and Warriors.
Yeah. If you're a fan, that's the ultimate dream scenario. You can just go from one stadium to the other.
Yeah.
I wish other sports teams would think like this, but, it is what it is. However, the current lease with Jackson County, Missouri expires in January of 2031, and both franchises have been trying to decide the best route for them going forward with the past several years. Now, of course, this is 6 years away, so they're not leaving that site just now. Now, last year, Jackson County voters defeated a sales tax extension that would have helped finance an $800 million renovation of Arrowhead Stadium, the current home of the Chiefs, and a $2 billion ballpark district for the Royals in downtown Kansas City. The slow movement by those on the Missouri side of the state line, of course, as we know, the Kansas-Missouri state line is right there. Mm-hmm. It's why it's called the border war when Kansas plays Missouri in college football. Hello, Jaffos TV. Which, by the way, check out the Jaffos on Tuesdays and Fridays on Jaffos TV. And get their subscriptions and likes up, please and thank you. And also get some of the great Jaffos gear at their merch shop. Also some of the Mizzle and Dub Show gear on the Mizzle and Dub Show merch shop on Shopify.com. So plenty of gear to choose from both sides of the Jaffos and the Mizzle and Dub Show. So the offer from Kansas is scheduled to expire on June 30th. Both teams have indicated they will hope to have a plan formulated by then. Missouri's legislation authorities bonds cover up 50% of the cost of a new or renovated stadium, plus up to $50 million of tax credits for each stadium and unspecified aid from local governments. If they choose to stay in the state of Missouri, the Chiefs have floated plans of a $1.15 billion renovation of Arrowhead Stadium. The Royals have insisted all along that they intend to build a replacement for Kauffman Stadium. The stadium subsides were already a top concern in Missouri when a deadly tornado had struck St. Louis on May 16th, causing an estimated $1.6 billion of damage the day after lawmakers had wrapped up their work in an annual regular session. Disaster relief tied to the stadium funding had widespread support. On Wednesday, Democratic State Rep. Kimberly Ann Collins described to the lawmakers how she had witnessed the tornado rip off the roof of her house and damage for St. Louis neighborhood. So just something to keep this in mind to see if the Royals and the Chiefs might possibly move out of Missouri and go to Kansas. That remains to be seen. But just in case you're joining us, Gage Wood of the Arkansas Razorbacks just threw a no-hitter in Omaha, Nebraska, the third no-hitter in the history of men's College World Series baseball, as Arkansas advanced to the next round, shutting out Murray State 3-0. Later on tonight, we have UCLA and LSU playing as we go back to the bracket for the College World Series, as it is double elimination. So Murray State officially eliminated. Arkansas moving to the next round. Loser of Arizona and UCLA obviously will be eliminated.
Oh, thought they would have fallen to the losers bracket. Never mind.
Yeah. So what we do know is Coastal Carolina has made it to the College World Series final. As again, Coastal Carolina has won 25 straight games. So the next elimination game will be Oregon State, a staple in the College World Series. They have won 3 championships within the last 15 years. They are playing Louisville. Of course, Arkansas will await the winner of UCLA and LSU. And those 2 games will be on Tuesday. Oregon and Louisville will be at 11 a.m. And the 4 p.m. game will be Arkansas and the winner of LSU and UCLA. So good to have some West Coast representation, but also it seems like maybe Lady Luck might be on the side of Coastal Carolina. We don't know. So Jim Erler of Texas, Jim Wixon of Oklahoma State. 1950 and 1960 were the only 2 times a no-hitter happened in College World Series baseball until today. So,
and also, did we mention Desmond Bain getting traded?
Desmond Bain going to Orlando.
Yeah.
As Contavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony, Greg Anthony's son, will be going to Memphis. And Desmond Bain, who is a very good player, definitely will help Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero pay huge dividends.
Got a lot better.
Yeah. And I know the last 2 years, the Magic have been Mizzle's sleeper team, if you will.
Stop. I'll be picking them again next season. Definitely will be.
So, here's what also happens. Okay, so as we just mentioned, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks and a first-round pick swap is going to Memphis, along with KCP and Cole Anthony for Bain. So Orlando sent Memphis the number 16 pick in this year's draft. Its 2026 first-round pick, which includes swap rights with the Phoenix Suns or Washington Wizards, and its 2028 and 2030 unprotected first-round selections. The pick swap is a top 2 projected in 2029.
They knew who they wanted then.
Yeah.
They willing to give all that up. They really wanted to go get them.
Yeah. For the Grizzlies, it's a chance to add the defense, which KCP and Cole Anthony are very good defenders.
Yes.
For Bain, Bain is a very high IQ guy, very high character, and one of the top 3-point shooters in the league, which I said all it's going to do is help Banchero and Wagner even space the floor even more in Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean, JP, if they have the draft capital, I guess they felt like he is worth it to go get it. So, I mean, there you go.
Do I give up that much? Man.
No. 5 first-rounders? Absolutely not. But, as we always say on the show, you don't trade the farm for one guy.
Nope.
Which, again, the Giants do not give up the whole farm for one guy in getting Rafael Devers. Like I said, I'm sad about James Tibbs. Very high on him. But maybe Kyle Harrison needed a change in scenery because Hayden Birdsong basically took over what was supposed to be Kyle Harrison's spot.
Absolutely.
To which, if we're going by the numbers, by far Birdsong has been way better than Harrison this year. Which Kyle Harrison will start in Worcester, one of Mizzle's favorite words.
Yes,
Worcester, Mass, as he will go play for the Pawtucket Sox and to try to work his way back up there. But he is under familiar settings as Andrew Bailey, former Giants coach, is a part of the Red Sox coaching staff. So there is some familiarity with Kyle Harrison, so that will help him in a bit. Supposedly Devers is going to have some starts in Sacramento.
I don't understand that. Maybe just to get accustomed to whatever they're going to be doing, or I don't know.
Well, like I said, Devers has hit very well.
What are we trying to teach him? Some infield stuff? I
don't know.
Just go let that man cook with that bat. That's what Giants fans see.
Yeah. That's what you brought him in for. Which, by the way, happy 75th birthday, Dwayne Kuiper.
Oh,
one of the longtime TV voice of the Giants. So yeah, but I mean, here's what you're getting in Rafael Devers. He is a 3-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger winner, made the All MLB team in 2021, and oh, by the way, he's a World Series champion. Was a part of the 2018 team that won in 2018 for the Red Sox. So I mean, you have a projective lineup now. Something that I was talking to my friend about, and of course, I've been saying this all year long. I definitely would put Jung-Hoo Lee back at the leadoff spot. Let him be your leadoff hitter. Let the grandson of the wind lead off and get on base and be the table setter.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
But I've also said it now. Adding Rafael Devers to this lineup, number one, takes huge pressure off of Willie Adames. Takes huge pressure off of Matt Chapman and Ramos. They can now be within themselves and not try to overdo it and not trying to do too much. So, I mean, to have your first 6 hitters be Lee, Adames, Devers, Chapman, Ramos, and Flores, that's a pretty good 6-man.
I'll take that.
That's a pretty good 1 through 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I mean, the last couple of years being short, haven't been able to do this, do that, and then to get a guy with the caliber of Rafael Devers. I mean,
just excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. As Giants fans, we're
being extreme homers right now. Okay,
well,
all right.
We haven't seen a general manager pull a stunt like this since what? Sabian was our GM?
Brian Sabian. Yeah, Brian Sabian. Yeah.
Farhan didn't do shit but just waste our money, or just try to float it out there and just get used.
Yeah.
You know, Posey saw something. He saw it, struck the deal, liked it, and hell. I say when I woke up this morning and saw that, I was like, "Wait a minute, this ain't real."
Yeah, I'm like,
April didn't already passed. We can't be doing these like full jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's this something got to get. But then nope, I kept seeing reports. Adam Schefter reported. I'm like, why is Schefter reporting baseball? But whatever. Here he is.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Let's make a run.
Yeah. I mean, and again, but you had to know something was coming as they DFA'd Lamont Wade, which for Posey was tough to do because they were teammates, and Wade is a very good character guy, but they waived him. Then they waived somebody else. So you saw there was pieces being moved,
right.
And you're like, okay, what is Posey trying to do? Now, here's the thing, folks. This kind of just went under the radar.
Yeah.
It really was not talked about. It was almost kind of the Luka Doncic going to the Lakers situation, completely under the radar. But again, the fact that Posey, again, who, like I said, from being on the field as a catcher to what he's doing now, has been the ultimate communicator, and that's what has made him so. Like I said, with Posey being in the front office, free agents might not sign here, but they will take the Giants very seriously because Posey is a very well-respected name in the organization, and he's just a well-respected ball player amongst his peers, present and former. So they'll listen because they will talk to Posey and hear what he has to say. Farhan, not so much. But Gerald Gypsy, they'll give him the time of day for sure.
You'll listen to that, just like the Tom Brady effect. Do you think we get Geno Smith without Tom Brady or Pete Carroll? I don't think so. I don't think so. So yeah, I like getting Devers there. That should help out the lineup. Maybe put some more home runs in the seats. Him and Chapman, and maybe get Adames going. Pitching staff is okay. So
Adames. Well, oddly enough, prior to the trade, Willie Adames has been starting to swing the bat a lot better. So now, like I said, now you have Devers to protect him. Guess what? Willie Adames is going to get more pitches to hit. Mm-hmm. Remember, folks, sometimes it's all about your teammates around you because, again, when they were doing this to Barry, who feasted off that? Jeff Kent feasted off that. Yeah. Ellis Burks feeded off that. Mm-hmm. JT Snow feeded off that. Rich Aurelia feeded off that. So you have to understand that just having him in the lineup is going to make his teammates get better pitches to hit. Chapman's going to get better pitches to hit. Wilmer's going to get better pitches to hit. Ramos is going to get better pitches to hit. Which now, you put Jung-Hoo Lee back to lead off. He gets on base. You have speed on the bases. Yep. So now this changes the whole dynamic for the Giants lineup. And plus, again, this sends a direct note to the Dodgers, like, hey, we are not going anywhere. We're only 2 games back. You're not going to run away with this division. So, we
both put runs up on each other up in games.
Yeah. So the chess match begins, which is it's just great to see. So great to see. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm liking what. But again, once we figured out Posey took the position, we were like, okay, we don't know what he's gonna do, and then boom, he goes and gets Adames. You're like, okay, all right, Posey, all right, and then you wake up and you see this, and it's not even like a late in the season move. This is still early in the season. Saw something, boom. I think he's something he saw in that last stretch, because we don't play too much good of baseball in June, but he must have saw something and were like, okay, I need to elevate the team a little bit. It's not a desperate move. It's a smart move. Mm-hmm. So I Posey, I trust, man.
Well, I mean, you have been saying that all along.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm one to agree with you. So, I mean, it's. I mean, if you're a Giants fan, I mean, how can you not be excited?
I don't know.
And there's one comment that Will Franklin before he got to YouTube, he said, "You midday mother lovers." And then Casey Cox says, 3-peat loading mofos. He says it's not a complete 100-yard field either, I don't think. Well, I think it's from what I've seen pictures-wise, I think it's also used as a soccer complex, so I'm interested to see how they're going to turn this into an A7 field up there in the Dome in New Jersey. I think it is a multi-purpose use. As we're seeing some footage of Rams minicamp. So there you go. It's just... Oh, congratulations to the DC Defenders as they win the UFL championship.
Game started off pretty good in the beginning, but it just got ugly. And to Brian, yeet. Coming from my chat room.
So again, for those watching on Facebook, you can still watch us, but if you try to comment, it won't show up on the feed. So unless you have a YouTube account, we'll have to read your comments. So
yes,
just let you guys know. But glad you're with us on this open forum 344th edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show, which again, appreciation to everybody for their thoughts and condolences as our family tries to put the pieces back together and try to live life. But as we said, he was one of our biggest supporters of this show, and he would still want us to do this show, and he would still want us to be us. So we're going to do that and honor him and still be us. We may cry at times, make it a little emotional at times, but he would still want us to be us, and we plan on fulfilling that obligation. And again, to those that spoke, I know they say that I was a hard act to follow because I was leading off and playing Ricky, but to the rest of the speakers, you guys did a fantastic job. And even though you don't remember what you said, you did a very fine job up there speaking to my friend. So kudos to you, good sir.
it was a blackout moment.
Well, supposedly, from a friend of ours and a fellow Falcon alumnus, so apparently there was somebody recorded somewhere, and I'm like asking her, can you find it? Because I would like to watch. And of course, send the video to my mom so she can hear her child speak E-I-E-I-O. But if you find that footage, please let us know, because I definitely would like to see what happened. Now, I didn't know that there were people upstairs in the balcony, which just goes to...
I did see that. Before I spoke, I did look up and see it.
No, I noticed it. I noticed it as I looked up at before I started to pray. But I mean, again, as I said, if you did not think he was loved, all you had to do was just look around the sanctuary and see the people that were in the building.
Packed house for sure.
It was definitely packed. Appreciations to Pastor Donna for what she did in lifting up the family, and to the rest of the family that complimented me on how well I spoke. It is greatly appreciated. But yeah, on with life, if you will. It won't be easy, but we will get through it because we will lean on each other, and we got each other's backs. Like I said, I am my brother's keeper, and that's just how it is going to be until the end of the line. According to Casey Cox, JP, yes. From what I've seen picture-wise, I don't think it's a full 100-yard field. So that'll be interesting to see how they're going to... You damn right. You damn right.
That's right.
So I'm interested to see how this is going to look on TV.
Yeah.
I really am. But real quickly, though, did you see the putt from the U.S. Open?
No, I missed it, but I heard about it. Was it? How far was it? I mean, well, let me see. I'll look it up. See, let me go to.
Well, I think it was like 64 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. I'll just
almost kind of reminiscent of Tiger's shot back in 2008 at the U.S. Open.
So you say the U.S. Open? Was it the U.S. Open?
Yes.
Let's see if it pop up. That's 2008. Was it by Bryson somebody?
I don't know. Hold on.
25. Hold on. Let's see if it'll pop up.
Golf. Which, of course, JJ Spawn won the U.S. Open.
JJ Spawn 65-foot putt.
64.5-foot birdie putt on the 18th.
I got 65 foot.
Oh, well.
Was it by JJ Spawn, right?
Yeah, JJ Spawn, yes.
All right, let's see.
Oh, that's how he won it.
Oh, and he put a little English on it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Beat him by 2 strokes.
Yo, he put a little English on that bad boy too.
Okay, I have to go watch it now.
That was pretty interesting. He put a little English on that bad boy. That was pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, we may not watch that much golf, but I mean, Sunday golf is normally is when you want to watch.
Well, I do watch the Masters. When the Masters come around, I do watch that. That's because it's for the jacket.
Oh yeah, it's for the green jacket. It's to be part of the exclusive club, if you will.
And they pretty much dominate ESPN. So there's really nothing else to watch in the morning because nothing else is really on. So it's almost like you're forced to watch it. But no, I like golf. My grandfather watched golf. So
Debo's grandfather absolutely loved golf.
Oh yeah, my grandfather.
Debo would tell you that himself. Like he, especially when Tiger was at it winning all those majors, he watched there from the first 9 to the back 9 to the. Wow.
I don't know. Okay. Granddaddy watched golf.
Okay, I hate ads. I really do hate ads.
That's why they make you buy the subscription without the ads with more money.
Oh, that was a straight line drive.
So I looked at the wrong one. The one I looked at, he had some English on it. So I might have looked at the wrong one then. What's his name again?
Yeah, that JJ Spaun, Spaun. That 65 putt is how he won the U.S. Open.
Okay. Let's see. Oh. Yo.
Wow. A straight line drive in the U.S. Open. That in the elements, no less.
Correct.
That's insane.
Wow.
That is.
Oh, we would love to show you guys, but the last time we showed anything of any kind of caliber.
Yeah.
We got sites shut down, so we're not gonna do that again.
Sending pictures of Wardell in the Olympics. Who knew it would strike a chord? Who knew?
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
Who knows? Yeah, so no, we're not doing that. But if you have not watched the JJ Spaun 64.5, 65 foot putt to win the U.S. Open.
He drove that thing straight down there, straight liner.
Yeah,
I couldn't even do that in a video game.
It's not at all.
That might be a 2-putt, or I might overshoot. So
yeah, or you might try to focus too hard and you might whiff.
Please don't. Yeah, I've played the PGA on EA Sports on the video game. It's not pretty.
It is not pretty.
Oh, did we cover everything, bro?
I think we did.
Well, all right.
Again, like I said, no hitter took place in Omaha today as Gage Wood of the Arkansas Razorbacks pitches a no hitter against the Murray State Racers as they eliminated the Murray State Racers 3-0 to advance to the double elimination round. They will take on the winner of tonight's game coming up in about an hour and a half between LSU and UCLA, as Louisville and Oregon State will be the other elimination game tomorrow. We already know that Coastal Carolina and their 25-game winning streak is already in the finals of the College World Series. So there's that going on right now. So obviously, Game 5 tonight, pivotal Game 5 between the Pacers and the Thunder. Again,
so EA is going up against the NHL tonight. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you got TNT going up against the Mouse House, which is
I'd definitely put that basketball game on yesterday.
Yeah, Father. Yeah,
I didn't do nothing yesterday. I mean, I did watch some TV and stuff like that, but I've been perfect. Could watch the game.
Yeah. I don't understand why there was not a Father's Day. Okay, there's always been an NBA playoff game on Mother's Day for as long as I can remember.
I wouldn't be watching. I'd be spending time with my mom.
True, but normally there's always been an NBA playoff game on Mother's Day. It's never failed. However, I don't know. I just don't get it. But however, the Stanley Cup is in Florida, and perhaps the Florida Panthers will hoist it up yet again as they stand one away from going back to back. Obviously, their fellow statesmen, the Tampa Bay Lightning, did that. They went back to back in 2021 and 2022.
I want the Oilers to win. Give me a 7.
Well, like I said, Canada has been long overdue for a Stanley Cup, which again they have not won since '93, with the Canadians doing it, which the Oilers themselves have not won since 1990. So I mean, we'll see. Can the Oilers force a Game 7 in the friendly confines of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada? That remains to be seen. You can catch that game on TNT. Obviously, Pacers, Thunder, you can catch that on ABC. We know Dab will be watching the Pacers game, so we will see how that dictates in we'll just see how it dictates. Yes. Again, the winner of Game 5 has gone 23-8 in the last few finals, so we'll see. But nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in and watching us. We appreciate you guys. Again, don't forget, Sunday, Part 2, the Trenton BIC, the Las Vegas Insomniacs. The A7FL Championship game, the championship on the line. Can the Insomniacs make history, be the first to three-peat, and join the Patterson U as the second team to win 3 championships, or will the BIC join the U as the other team to win 3 championships? So that remains to be seen. We will see it. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, for Mizzle, I'm Dub. Thank you for watching. It's 5 o'clock some damn where, and you've been watching the Mizzle Dub Show. And enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon. And don't forget, Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Yes, getting good.
As we are on the road to Night of Champions. And yeet.
Big